I can't stop laughing. This is like so absurd. Well, if anyone's gonna end up being trans, it's gonna be me. God damn it. This video is gonna be absolutely all over the place, but there are things that I need to say so I can move forward. So I'm gonna say them here. I was so scared to make this video. And not just make this video, but just go forward in my life, doing what I wanna do. Good advice I was told was that you can choose to be. You have all the power in your life. You can choose to be happy, you can choose to be sad. You can choose to be you. Yeah, so there was always forces in my life growing up where it's like, hey, be whoever you wanna be, but don't do that. That's something that's not okay, but be who you wanna be. I think I was really me as a child. I lost myself for a bit in my teen years, and then I got it back. And I've just been trying to put the language to how I feel now, and I think I finally put the puzzle together. I feel so good. I feel the most me I have since I was a child. I also feel so terrified. And the thing is, I wouldn't even feel a need to come out if it wasn't like, hey, I'm gonna change my name and I'm gonna go on T. Because that's what I'm doing. Amanda has, that sounds so weird to say out loud. Amanda is a name that I've never felt super comfy with. Also, what a cruel name for someone like me. Amanda. There is a God, and she is the biggest sense of humor. And it's so strange because, you know, I'm scared. My whole thing is Amanda's Chronicles. Amanda has good manners, that's what matters. You can't just go changing your name right now. There's so many things that's been on my shoulders, man. There's so many things. We had uniforms when I was in elementary school, and I always wore the boy ones. I never wore the girl ones. I never felt weird or uncomfy in myself. I was always on sports teams. All my friends were guys. Nothing was ever weird until I was, I think, 8 years old. I was on the playground and there was all these boys underneath the jungle gym. So I went there because I saw my friends, and some boy who I didn't know started yelling, and he was like, hey, she can't be in here. There's no girls allowed. You can't be here. And I remember my stomach dropping, and I'd never been like singled out before for being a girl. Like everything was always like really okay. Then my friend, he stood up for me and he said, no, that's Amanda. She's okay. And then he said, and I'll never forget this, she's just a boy trapped in a girl's body. And I just stopped. And the kid who was yelling at me was like, oh, okay. And then everyone just went back to like playing. And I was just standing there like, am I a boy in a girl's body? Is that what I am? Is that what you all think wait. Didn't get the memo. I was just like living life, but now I'm like having a crisis. And then there was things in my home life through middle school where I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to be a girl. And I would wear dresses and I did makeup and I had my hair down. We've talked about this in other videos, I've said things. But since I was 14, I've been like obsessively looking up trans guy stuff. Learned absolutely everything I could about it. And you know, I was always like, I'm not trans. Like I'm not a trans guy. I'm not. Like I just am not. But I didn't feel like a girl, and it felt weird people saying she, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. So it's like my whole life I've had this crisis where I'm like, I just don't feel good. So for the longest time, I was like, I don't identify with gender. I really don't give a damn. Trying to find a label caused me more harm than help because I was like, I don't know. Am I trans? Am I not? I don't feel good. So for me, personally, as myself, I've always tried to put myself in the binary. It was like I had to be a guy or I had to be a girl. I had to do one of those, which isn't me. Like I'm not a guy, but I'm also not a girl. Which is a scary thing to come out as because there's no one in like the media that's like, hey, I'm really not anything. I'm just kind of here and I'm doing whatever I want from both. So I identify as non-binary. It's not female, it's not male, it's non-binary. What a concept. It's not female, it's not male, it's something completely different. Gender just doesn't exist in my world. And if it does in yours, then like I just don't want to live in it. And I was like, okay, I get it. There's no, like a light bulb went off and I finally got it. There's no rules. I can wear a bra and boxer briefs. I can bind and not have to pack. I can do everything and I can do nothing. I can do whatever I want. So I changed my name and I'm gonna do it legally. Miles. My name is Miles. My name is Miles. Miles McKenna. Miles! Is my channel gonna be Miles? Is it gonna be Miles Chronicles? Is it gonna be Miles McKenna? I don't know. These are questions I don't have answers for, but that's fine. Pronouns are they, them, but I identify as trans, non-binary, which I've never said my pronouns before on the internet. I've absolutely never done that. Through the past 2 years, I've gotten texts from friends of mine being like, hey, did you come out? And I'm like, what? And they're like, check your Instagram, because there's always like fights in my Instagram comments of people being like, I love him, and people being like, fuck you, that's a girl, and they're like, no, they're they, and I'm like, I don't know, thank you for the compliment, nothing is ever malicious. My friend Rain Dove said something that really set with me well, which is that language is just a combination of sounds. So something like a name or a pronoun is just a sound that you would like to hear. Amanda is not a sound that I would like to hear. Miles is. Changing your name is something that humans don't typically do, but this is something I'm doing. And it's so funny coming out to people. I'm like, I changed my name, and they're always like, oh, that's funky. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm gonna start taking tea. And they're like, wait, that's so, wait. Like, it's so much. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna like look and sound different at some point. Hi. And it's funny because I remember when I was in 5th grade, we were reading this book in school, and the main character's name was Miles. And I remember as like a 10-year-old thinking, man, that's such a cool name. Like, I wish my name was Miles. And it is. But it's also funny because like if I was born a cisgendered boy, I wouldn't be happy. Like, I feel like I'd be in the same situation, but flipped. Like, I feel really good as me. I feel good being on the in-between, in the gray area of gender. Like, I feel really happy as me, and I wouldn't change anything for the world. And I've lived the lie before. Like, I've done my hair down, I've worn makeup, I've worn the dresses, I've done things that aren't natural to me to please other people, and that was worse. It's so much better to just be you and just live authentically. Because if someone has a problem with it, then it's like, that's awesome. I would have hung out with you otherwise, and you would have been my friend, but now you're not, and I'm being me. Like, I don't need that. But I feel so good. I feel so happy. I'm so great. This is great. Listen, kid, you're so fine. Do whatever you want in your life. I have faced so much adversity in trying to be me my whole life. So listen, I get it. And sometimes it seems so easy to just do it. To just do what they want you to do and not be your true self. But it's gonna backfire, and you're gonna boil over, and you're gonna be so sad. I said this when I was coming out as gay, and I'm gonna say it as I'm coming out as non-binary. I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I am not. And that's my life. So my name's Miles.
Miles has good manners, and that's